Frooglesim videos are powered by Jetline Systems.
Hello YouTube, this is Frugal and this is the Frooglesim news for today, Friday, August the 20th. First up, the DCS Mosquito. Eagle Dynamics have opened up the pre-purchase for the Wooden Wonder, the DCS Mosquito FB Mark 6, one of the most revolutionary and effective combat aircraft of World War II. Now, a large part of that effectiveness was actually the Moz's ability to cruise very long distances at very high altitudes, making it tough for the enemy to intercept. The DCS version will, of course, feature a fully interactive cockpit, accurate flight model, full simulation as well of the fuel, electrical, hydraulic and pneumatic systems, in addition to a brand new structure-based damage model. You can pre-purchase the aircraft, which is to say you can pay for it, but you're not going to get it just yet. You have to wait a little bit longer until early access begins or beta begins, but you can pre-purchase the aircraft at a discounted price of $41.99. It will rise to its full price of $59.99 at release. Next up, the TAF Sling 2 for X-Plane. The latest release from the Rusky group for X-Plane is the rather quirky TAF Sling 2. In the real world, this is a light sport aircraft powered by a 100 horsepower Rotax 912IS engine. Now, it's an interesting aircraft in that while it's popular all over the place as a trainer, it's also popular with Asian airlines as a pilot trainer prior to the pilot moving to actual airliners, according to the blurb on the product page anyway. Rusky's model features an accurate flight model tested and validated by real Sling pilots, a first-person walking mod for those all-important walk-around checks, an engine maintenance mode, F-mod sound support, and a fully interactive cockpit. You can pick up the TAF Sling 2 for X-Plane right now from the X-Plane.org store, linked in the show notes below, for $27.95. Next up, FS2Crew FlyByWire A32NX project. FS2Crew have released their first ever voice control system for Microsoft Flight Sim, FS2Crew FlyByWire A32NX. Now, if you've never heard of it, FS2Crew voice control is a pretty awesome product. Normally, you never ever fly the big jets alone in the real world. There's always a co-pilot sitting next to you to share the workload, run through flows, check the checklists, and so on. FS2Crew adds that into a simulated aircraft and lets you interact with your virtual co-pilot with your voice, just like the real pilots do. The full set of Airbus checks and flows are supported, and FS2Crew will work with you through every single stage of flight from startup to shutdown. Gotta say, I'm a huge FS2Crew fanboy. All my fully loaded videos were recorded using FS2Crew. It ups the level of immersion greatly and makes everything far more realistic. FS2Crew is available right now for pilots of the freeware FlyByWire A32NX project for just €19.99 from the FS2Crew website, linked in the show notes below. Next up, Origami Studios Gatwick for Microsoft Flight Sim. At long last, we now have a high-quality London Gatwick in Microsoft Flight Sim. Origami Studio this week released their rendition of the UK's second largest airport, London Gatwick. The airport is the result of a partnership between Origami Studios and Iniscene and features a mix of both 4K and 2K textures in order to optimize the airport's performance. It also features accurate airport layout and signage, along with realistic docking guidance systems and accurate ground clutter. From the pictures and the video you're watching right now, it does look pretty damn amazing. Origami Studios London Gatwick for Microsoft Flight Sim is available right now for £11.99. See the website link in the show notes below for more information. Finally this week, Orbx have announced Alaska Mesh for Microsoft Flight Sim. Orbx have announced that they are close to releasing an updated land mesh for Alaska within Microsoft Flight Sim. Now, if you have no idea what a land mesh is or what I'm talking about, a land mesh is an updated model of the shape of the ground, and there are a few places in the world with a more dramatic shape on the ground than Alaska. Check out all the details in the announcement post over at the Orbx forums, linked in the show notes below. I don't have an idea of a release date or a price just yet, but Orbx don't tend to do previews that far ahead of the actual release. That's it for this week's news show. As always, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. My name is Frugal, and I will see you all very soon.